Nnamdi Kanu's trial, FG witnesses to testify behind screen as terrorism case resumes, in a significant development in the ongoing terrorism trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, the Federal High Court in Abuja, has granted the federal government's request to allow its witnesses to testify behind a screen. This move is aimed at protecting their identities due to the sensitive nature of the charges and potential security threats. The ruling was delivered on Tuesday by Justice James Omotosho following an ex parte application filed by the federal government's lead counsel, Chief Adegboyega Awomolo, SN. In his submission, Awomolo argued that given the gravity of the terrorism allegations and the high-profile nature of the case, there was a credible risk to the safety of the witnesses if their identities were made public. Awomolo stressed that shielding the witnesses was not only a precautionary measure, but also a standard practice in terrorism-related prosecutions to prevent witness intimidation or harm. This is a matter of national security, Awomolo submitted. The witnesses must be protected to ensure the integrity of the trial and the safety of all involved, Justice Omotosho concurred, granting the application to allow the witnesses to testify behind a screen in the courtroom. While the witnesses will be physically present and subject to cross-examination, their identities and facial appearances will be concealed from the public and non-essential courtroom personnel. The ruling also restricts the publication or broadcasting of any identifying information about the witnesses. Kanu's lead defense counsel, Chief Kanu Agabi, did not object to the request. However, he took the opportunity to urge the federal government to reciprocate the cooperation shown by the defense, particularly when the court hears a renewed bail application for his client. Agabi emphasized that the defense had chosen not to challenge the application as a gesture of goodwill and in the interest of expediting the legal process. "We expect fairness from both sides," Agabi said. "Just as we have not opposed the prosecution's request, we hope for the same cooperation when we file our bail application." Following the court's ruling, the prosecution began presenting its case and called its first witness, identified only as PWAA. The witness's testimony marks the formal commencement of the federal government's presentation of evidence against Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is facing a 7-count charge bordering on terrorism brought against him by the Nigerian government. The charges relate to his activities as the leader of IPOB, a group the government has prescribed as a terrorist organization. Kanu has repeatedly denied all allegations and insists that IPOB's activities are peaceful and focused on the right to self-determination for the Igbo people in southeastern Nigeria. This trial is being closely watched both locally and internationally, with human rights groups and political observers expressing concerns over issues of due process, transparency, and the broader implications for freedom of speech and political activism in Nigeria. While the court proceedings have been adjourned to allow the continuation of witness testimonies, the case is expected to continue drawing national attention. As the federal government lays out its evidence against one of the country's most controversial separatist figures, the next hearing is scheduled to continue behind closed doors, with the public and media restricted from witnessing the direct testimonies in line with the judge's protective order.